Hello and welcome back. Guess who finally has an apartment? This guy. We finally got an apartment. We're out of the hotel after like 3 weeks, which is nice. I was getting tired of the hotel. Pretty happy to be here. I'm currently in Mexico, by the way, for anyone who's wanted to know where I am. I moved to Mexico and I live about 5 minutes from the beach. And this is the nicest apartment I've ever had. It's about twice as big as my apartment in Switzerland, which was at that point in time the nicest apartment I'd ever have. And it's about half the price. So I'm feeling good. I got a pool out back. It's been good being here. Even just in the hotel, I've been having a lot of fun. So very excited for shaking things up a little bit. Today we're doing some mono green landfall. I haven't played this deck yet, but I've seen it a couple times for sure. We got some Chocobo. We got a lot of creatures that scale with lands, right? Chocobo scales up with land. Tifa Lockhart temporarily scales up with land, but also has trample, so you can get a lot of damage through in one turn. Bristly Bill scales up with land, and the Mossborn Hydra, whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1 counters on this creature. So pretty straightforward what we're trying to do here. We got a couple of removal spells in the Bushwhack Fight spell, as well as hit your land drops, and the hard-hitting Question, a Bite spell. Elves can help you ramp early, so like Elf on 1, Tifa on 2, protect it with Snakeskin Veil, set up for a big turn next turn is very nice as well. And then the Chocobo is good to keep hitting lands off the top. You can manipulate what's on the top of your deck with Fabled Passage and Evolving Wilds and Escape Tunnel. There aren't really that many birds in the deck. You could hit a subsequent Traveling Chocobo or a Saz's Chocobo, and that's pretty much all the value you're getting out of that. We also have 2 copies of the Spring Blue Druid. You can sack a land and then search your library for 2 more, so get those ETBs going. And then finally, Ordeal of Nylea, a 2-minute enchantment. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a +1 counter up. Then if it has 3 or more counters, sack the aura. When you sack the aura, search your library for 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tap. So we have lots of ways to trigger all the landfall stuff. Yeah, let's play some Magic the Gathering in a nice, comfortable apartment that is not a crappy hotel room. There's no rooster here to wake me up at 4 a.m. Although I do need to get some Bitter Blackout Shades. Currently, I bought some. I did buy some, but it's still I feel like a lot of light still creeps through. I'm fairly sensitive to light in the morning. I have a lot of things to purchase. I gotta get all the bathroom stuff, soaps and conditioner and shampoos and rugs for the floor and stuff like that. We're on the draw here with Tifa on 2. Sure, we'll keep this. I mean, we do want to get the Mossborn down on 3, so I might blow. Oh, that's the mirror. Okay, that's fun. Well, we got it anyway. Okay. Whoa, I don't know what just happened there. Okay, here we go. I don't think we need to bushwhack. Maybe we can fight someone. Being on the draw is perhaps not as ideal. What's to the face? Tifa post-combat. Okay. What's the land showing up? It's our own Tifa. We're on the draw. About to get smacked around quite a bit. I anticipate some kind of fetch land coming. Bristly Bill first, and a fetch land. All right. About to get absolutely donked on here on the draw. Let's watch them order the sequencing. First they build first, then double the power, which is dead here. No, it is close. Okay, take 13, I guess. Goodness gracious. Ow. So double 2, then 4. Can, I mean, fighting is not so good with this one, sadly. I think we probably just lost here. Because even if we double the power twice, she's not so good at fighting, is she? She's only really good at biting. So we could sacrifice everything. Oh, I guess we could also get the Snakeskin Veil down. Okay, I guess that's what we do here. We do this and then could bite the Bristly Bill, I guess. Yikes. I don't know about all this. Fight. I mean, you're the only one we really can fight. Chomp, but we're at 6, so that's it for that. And then we gotta chill, because they have lethal. Should have technically played the Escape Tunnel here as well, because the passage come in next turn untapped. Attack. Okay, double the power, trade with the Tifa, I guess. Maybe we have to block someone. Let's see what else they got. Snakes Veil, I guess. Okay, sure. 4 damage. What else? 5 damage? And you got all 6 this turn, or you're just going crazy? And the last Snakes Veil. Right? I don't think there's anything else instant speed in this deck, right? Royal Treatment. A royal token is effectively the same thing. Okay, well that was lovely. That is called being on the draw. A lovely start to the Mexico experience. I also need to buy another, like a longer HDMI cord. Given the shape of the desk I have inherited out of the furnished apartment, it's actually too big to reach my old cord from my second monitor to the PC. So I think I need to. I thought I could just connect the 2 monitors together. It doesn't appear to be working. It's just it has duplicated the screen. It's not like I have 2 independent screens to manipulate. We're going to play here. Sure, it's fine. Yeah, I need to buy another cord. My point is that I don't have a good way to read comments really, without referencing my phone again. I mean, technically it's correct to hold on to Escape Tunnel to not get the information, but I don't think there's any other deck in standard play in this. So it's a little bit cheesy for that. Well, I guess it's Elf. I mean, we just need more mana right now. Yeah, I think I'd rather do that than the Chocobo. Let's see, if we don't crack this, next turn we could go... Oh, okay. Nah, I think we just want to crack it here. You could save it for more triggers, but I think we just need more mana to get moving. Okay, this guy's pretty good in general. No land on top. Okay, do we want to draw the Bushwhack? Hop to it, alright. They're all gonna get a bunch of +1 counters, sadly. That's too bad. I think no blocks. The question is, we want to draw the Bushwhack here. Tifa is not a particularly good fighter. We could play Bristly Bill. Play the land and have the Bristly Bill fight the Phineas, I guess. I feel like the fight spell is not that bad, is my point I'm trying to make. Okay, so there's land on top. So let's go ahead and Bristly Bill here first, I guess. We can play land off the top. I think we're stacking the Bristly Bill. Generally, there could be a bird on top as well. Take out the Phineas. Play this, crack the passage, and again, we could technically have a we could have a bird Chocobo on top, although it's pretty unlikely. What's the biggest creature we need here? I think we continue to pump the Bristly Bill for a little while. At some point, enough is enough, though. No attacks. Like 6/6 is pretty big. All right, that guy's got to go. That's where hard-hitting question is going for sure. Let's see if they have a shelter. Nope. Okay. Cool. They get their scry. One bottom. Land to hand. Land on top. Sure. More land on top. I guess we do have a pretty good attack threat here with doubling the counters for 5 mana. Pay 5 with the elf to use the Bristly Bill ability, double all the counters. Take a single chump block. We don't have trample, right? So that's fine. Drops to 15. Play the Tifa from hand. Touch the Tifa. And we're just waiting for shelter. Ooh, okay. Season of the Burrow. Exile 2 cards. That's pretty nasty. No blocks. Snakeskin Veil on top. It's not on top. That's rough. That's a lot of damage. Okay. Double, yes. 632. Wow. Okay. Well, that was a lot of damage. Okay. So the Chocobo actually doubles effects from lands entering the battlefield. I know that sounds silly, but I actually kind of forgot that. This is my first time playing the deck here. That makes Chocobo a lot better than I thought. As opposed to just being a hit your land drops, maybe hit an extra bird. Yeah, doubling all the land triggers is crazy. I suppose that's fairly obvious, but I had not actually realized that yet. On the play, only tap lands. Yeah, it's still okay, I guess. It's a little awkward. Could always bushwhack to hit another land for us. Is it? All right. Talent, okay. Bounce is pretty good against our scaling stuff if they happen to hit a Flood Maw, but they might not. Okay. If we do this again, saves it from a torch immediately. I have to sack the token. I think it's worth doing now. Otherwise, they can awkwardly hold open mana, and we do want to crack it for the most part. I don't know if we slam the Traveling Chocobo or not. We really want that sucker to live. We really want all these things to live. I guess someone has to be thrown to the wolves. So they can torch it, but they gotta sack. They gotta bargain to torch it. And they do. They do bargain away the, okay. Sure. Well, if we have any luck at all, that'll be the only torch in hand. And we could resolve one of these guys and hope it survives a single extra turn. Okay, through the face. Well, I think it's you this time. I guess if we scale the Hydra up by a ton, that's really quite big. If they don't have the bounce spell, it's very good. Okay, we'll give this a go. We'll see if they zap the 1/1 immediately. Okay, main phase opt. One to the top. Swift Spear, post-opt, talents. Okay, all tapped out. So the Hydra survives. The question is, do we just try to make it massive? It blocks. Go Chocobo double land trigger, it goes double to 2, then to 4. It's still pretty good, I guess. Alright, I think I'm down for that. Nice. Means we can't bushwhack this turn. I think that's okay. Not to 12, or is it? They scoop. Yeah, I think we still attack there. Without Corey Steelcutter nuts, I think we actually can survive with 12. Be pretty aggressive there. Okay. Oh, stuck. Elfos de Mordor says, day 4 of asking for the best girl, Abzan Yuna. She's coming, she's coming. Now that I got an apartment, we can start getting more stuff per day, I think. I still have to get settled in and do various, like, immigration type forms and stuff, but we're moving in the right direction of being settled and being able to put out more content and stuff like that. Address things you guys are interested in. You go first. There's nothing to do till turn 3. Gosh, is this really a keepable hand? We're on the play. Nothing till turn 3. It's a little bit lackluster, right? I don't think you necessarily keep that one. Okay, even worse. Great. We'll keep this. Sure, I guess. I don't think I want to go to 5. It is the mirror. It is no 2-drop. We could enchant our opponent's creature. That'd be pretty exciting. Okay. Well, they might not have any... We don't have a choice, but hopefully they don't have any fight or bite spells. Looks like they're holding 1 for Snakeskin Veil here. So we're not going to be able to resolve hard-hitting question unless they're completely tapped out. Snakeskin Veil in hand. Mossborn Hydra, 1 mana open. They could bite our Chocobo, which would be pretty sad. Just the attack. No blocks. We don't have any payoffs, though. And they still have Snakeskin Veil open. Blade on top, sure. Make it a 4/3. They could trade with both these guys? I guess that's fine. I mean, I'm not really sure they would do that. This is not... this is not an amazing draw on our side. You get a +1 counter, right? So they could trade the Hydra and the Elf and the Snakeskin Veil for this, which I don't think they want to do. There's no point in doing this right now because they have the Snakeskin Veil. We need them to tap the Elf on their turn. They do it now just to push damage. Okay. We will see if we are just dead here. Decisions. How to double and triple the Hydra's damage. Cole, WO6LX, says calling Cavern of Souls unfun because it prevents rampant play of one of the most widely disliked card types, hints at just a little bias. No, there's no bias. Like, I don't have a fetish for counter spells or blue-eye control. I just think it's an important part of the ecosystem. Like, if I had a land that you could for free include in my deck, and it'd be like, you cannot receive combat damage. Every opponent would be like, wait, so like my entire strategy is shut down? Like, I have to win through direct burn damage now? That's crazy. And I mean, Cavern of Souls isn't that powerful, but you know, shutting down an entire aspect of someone's deck is, yeah, I think really nasty. I don't think it should be in standard. There's no bias. I feel like since Cavern of Souls has released, I pretty much play almost no counter spells in most of my control decks. And then people flame me in the comments and say, it's not control, it doesn't have counter spells. Well, you can't play them because it's Cavern of Souls. What do you want me to do? Andy says, I would love to see Doctor playing Izzet, Phoenix, and Pioneer. Honestly, I would do that once. It's pretty degenerate, right? But it could be fun. On the play... Gosh. Oh, gosh. What a hand. Oh, whatever. We are heavily dependent on this Chocobo. I mean, I don't think we need to get an elf down because we have nothing to do with the mana. Mono black is probably not what I wanted to see. Although, Snakeskin Veil is not too bad here. We're going to hold on to this sucker and hope Snakeskin Veil can get us the distance. It's Dimir. That is fine. We're holding on to the Veil here. We're kind of telegraphing we have it, but what are you going to do? Chocobo returns. Next land. Okay, we could get there. I do think we could get there. These elves are not so helpful now. Continue to hold the Veil. Ooh, alright, mill. Interesting. Okay, we'll keep pushing here. They could actually flash in a Tidebender in theory. I don't anticipate it, but it could happen. Alright, Chocobo's going the distance. What, you gonna flash in something? Yeah, I will attempt it. I will try. We telegraphed it pretty hard. Down to 8. We got nothing left. Maybe the elf can help push damage to lethal. They're demon pretty far from turn 6 demoning. Question is, do they have a turn 5 sweeper? Alright, it's annoyance. We're out of protection. 5 damage presented. 6 off a land. 7 off of a fetch land. Okay. It's just sad. Oh, the triple elf is not very good. Okay, alright, that's fun. Okay, you can come back down. Pulling it down to 6. We could still get there. If they have a Jace, we can go. At some point, you gotta think. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? At some point, you gotta think they're gonna run out of removal, right? They too might run a counterspell or something. Oh, we're close. One drops to 3 with no 2-mana interaction. Let's see it. Tap land is not a turn 5 sweeper. Okay. Lethal presented. Attack for lethal. We got a more expensive spell. Make a blocker. Eat the elf. Okay. So if they go land demon, we also don't win. They do have the untapped land. They do have the demon. We don't have a way to get through lethal. Unless we get a fight or bite spell. That would do it. But they also... Whew. Wow. Oh, it's actually still not lethal. Fuck. I guess we're doing it anyway, right? I mean, what choice do we have? Underneath a potential counter, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, we do have lethal. I'm sorry, they're at 1. My bad. I thought they were at 2 for some reason. Yes, we did top deck lethal. Yeah. I mean, I'm not that sorry. We kept a triple elf hand and got there. What? You gonna complain? Nah, you're fine. You're a big baby. You're fine. Amek272 says, are you focused on best of 1 more on the channel? Love your best of 3 videos, but I've been passing on the channel lately with the focus on best of 1. Cheers though, you're great either way. I plan to do both. I would like to produce multiple videos a day. Best of 1, a best of 3, and maybe even a best of 3 competitive event, like even just a standard challenge event, or sorry, standard, I don't even know what they're called. Just standard event, I guess, is what they're called in Arena. I think that would be cool. That's a lot of videos. I don't expect everyone to watch all of them, but I was looking at how my videos are distributed, and they don't, like, not all the views just come from subscribers. A lot of them come from discovering the video on the homepage of YouTube. And so I think if I can produce more content, someone out there will view it, and I think it will scale the channel faster. If I thought only my subscribers watch and I thought I would burn you out, I might not do it, but it's not clear to me that that's actually what's about to happen. So Opponent is roping us because... I don't know. Really? Is that really necessary? It's not like we did anything weird or bad. Yes, we top decked lethal, but we also had a shit opening hand, so... Nereus Jaden says, I understand how you feel about Cavern, but without it, I honestly feel like I can't play any games against blue decks. Like, I understand that other hate cards are more specific, like Leyline of the Void, Rest in Peace, Ghost Vacuum, or Authority of the Consoles, but I've played against that decks that basically let me have no plays for an entire match, and it felt like I was watching my opponent mock me for 30 turns, lol. That's fun. I don't know. Against creature decks, I mean, it's not always that different from just a go for the throw, right? Is it that different? If you had an ETB, yes. But if not, it's not actually that different. Okay. Opponent roped us out because they're salty that we played 3 Llanowar Elves. That's pretty exciting. I feel like we're holding our own. So far today, this is a pretty straightforward deck so far. I'm kind of sleepy, but I feel like it's going just fine. Gore Obsessed 2308 says, why are they running that 3-drop that draws for small creatures? Looks like aught would be perfect. They. You can just say. You can just talk to me. I'm here. Talk to me. Opponent goes first. We keep this. Better hand than before. The reason I'm not running whatever you're talking about here. Where did that comment go? It's in my what? My white life gain deck / Amalia. Okay, so the question is, who are you going to cut? That's always the question. It's not sufficient to say, well, you know, like, you should have this card in the deck. Well, who's getting cut to put it in? We're against Azorius Soldiers here. Look at this. So they could flash in the pair of 1/1s, I guess. But I feel like we'd rather just get Tifa down. I don't think I'm going to attack into this, though. I think it's no attacks into the flash. They could also counter that, for example, but they don't. Yeah, I don't want to trade my Chocobo with a 1/1. So let's just chill. There they are. Okay. Yeah, so there's really not that much space at all. Like, instead of running 4 Amalia and 4 Knight Errants, I was running 4 Amalia and 4 Leyline of Hope. Like, those are the cards that are really competing for, like, the... I would call it the card. You need to focus on card draw. You've decided to focus on card draw, or you decided to focus on pressure. So card draw option is you want to go Knight Errant, and pressure is you're going with Hope. Oh my gosh, I haven't played this card in so long. Whew, tap 3 untapped soldiers you control, just draw a free card. Okay, nice. Double the landfall triggers. They don't have any removal, right? I don't think so. I think it's Traveling Chocobo here. And then Hydra, try to hit land off the top. Double the Hydra triggers. We don't really have good attacks here. Why are you that mad? Okay, free draw card every turn. I've forgotten. I mean, it's crazy this deck isn't played anymore, right? Is it really... I feel like nothing really rotated out of it, right? Like, aren't most of the pieces still there? I think Morel is even still in Standard. This land is still in Standard. Maybe I should revisit this deck, actually. With the death of Red Mice, maybe this deck is elite. I think it's worth a look. I mean, all these cards are very good, right? The Sky Strike Officer, the Visage. Do you remember when this deck was, like, meta? Damn, this deck was nasty as hell. And the only deck that was better was Mono White with Adeline. But Adeline's gone, I think. I think Adeline's out of Standard, right? She must be. It's a wide board, my dude. It's no land on top, unfortunately. Very unfortunately, actually. Well, we can attack with the Chocobo and trigger the landfall on the Lockhart a bunch of times, which I guess is what we're doing here. I don't know what math that is, but I think it's a lot of damage. Two basic lands. It's only 4, actually. 4 damage. They just traded with a 2/2, right? No, we doubled the counters. Actually, it's a lot of damage. My bad. It's a lot of freaking damage. I forgot about the traveling Chocobo effect. Land 1, land 2. Double the triggers off the traveling Chocobo. Okay, a 16/2 trample. And a 7/8. I guess they have lords in this deck too, right? There's the 2-mana lord. There's also the freaking 2-mana like 3/2 flyer that when it attacks it gives all your other soldiers +1 in flying for the turn. Okay, so they're definitely not dead here. I wonder if it was a mistake to throw away the Tifa. Because the trample is actually huge. But at least we can Hydra. Do we want to land on top? It doesn't really feel necessary, right? We don't have to decide right now. We could technically have another Chocobo on top. Okay, we need Trample. We need both Mossborn Hydras here, basically. And then to Order of Nylea and get them both scaling and not be dead by then. Without Trample, we're really not quite as scary. I definitely think it could have been a mistake that we attacked with Tifa. Maybe we should have just chilled and waited for like double Nylea. Okay, that's a good card. Copy the veteran, put more counters on the Sky Strike officer, I think. Yeah, I think that's probably a mistake. I think they would have sheltered it anyway as a result. But now we're in a pretty bad position. They basically almost just have lethal here. We have no ability to get trample, sadly. I mean, if we can survive one more turn, we do win, I think. But we can't block enough things. We can block 4 things. And they will have enough attackers to block us back. Yes, we just lose here. We block 4, they put 2 counters on the Sky Strike. Makes it a 7/7, and then the last 2 get in for damage. So that's 9 damage. Unless they mess it up here. This is interesting. I'll review this deck. This deck could be very legit. That also will do it. It's just the attack all button here. Also, they have flying on the other veteran too, so I don't know why we're still here. Nobody's got reach, right? Trample, landfall, flightless bird. There's no way they miss lethal here, right? They have the flyers. They just have to attack with flyers. Okay, that's fine. Whew, okay. Well, next time we'll save Tifa for the lethal strike. Because her plus double Nylea plus the traveling Chocobo would have been lethal. Assuming they had not had the Shelter by Ghosts afterwards. Okay. Yeah, so with the white deck, there's just no space for it. It is perfect. It's just not as perfect as any other card you could play in that slot. It's good. It's for sure good. Oh gosh. SPR4XS says, honey, I do like your videos, although you do have a insert compliment about facial structure. Go first. Cool, we'll keep this. This is not the reason I watch. Please, if possible, let us see your whole board state, because your decision making in different parts of the game is the reason I'm watching, and your board state has a big part in this. Yes, I know. I just occasionally forget to move the camera when I only have one monitor to work with, because I was in the hotel with no second monitor, and now I still have no second monitor. I just forget to move it for like the first 5 minutes of a video every once in a while. And then follows up, as I wrote this, he improved the camera position. Thanks, you're welcome. I have your best interest at heart. I want to show you the game. It's just a mistake sometimes. Emmanuel says, I hate that best of 3 videos get so many less views, and that naturally the dock is shifting back to best of 1 videos. Best of 3 is so much better in my opinion, gives you the chance to outplay the so-called rigged matchmaker you're all complaining about. I actually don't think the videos do worse. I think they do about the same performance-wise. And like I said in this video, I plan to do both if I can. All right, looks like we just got to hit land here. We would have to get through Ward 4 to bite this sucker, so that might not happen. So hopefully we can win or put up a massive Hydra. Whew, they have flying too, that sucks. Otherwise we get Hydra and Druid and then maybe get a big blocker, but doesn't feel like we're getting super far this game. Could we possibly beat them? I mean, it's gotta be this plus Chocobo. Don't really see it happening this game. We're just too far behind. Feels like a non-game. Okay. Lovely. I'm not sure if we need to continue on here. Yeah, I don't think we really need to. That was not a game of Magic right there. That was not a game of Magic. Esper still on my list. I know one of you has been asking for Esper for quite a while. Francis Key says, what replaces Jace in these like Azorius control decks post-rotation? We still have the Elspeth as a Planeswalker win con. If you want to mill, you do still have access to the River Churn monuments. But I don't know. You know, River Churn Monument always competes with Lockdown. I don't know. The other thing you can do, I guess, is there is that that new land from Final Fantasy. It's like comes in tapped, it's blue, or you can pay 6. I think your opponent mills half their library. So if you run that right into, I guess we go Chocobo here, we go Bristly Bill. We'll go Chocobo. Normalize. The artwork in that card is sweet. So you could run 1 or 2. Hell, you could even run up to 4 if it's really your win con and just run a bunch of sweepers or something. And then go like turn 6 mill to half their library, and if you can survive 1 more turn, turn 7 Frog Monument and mill the rest of their library. If you want to commit to the mill win con. I also don't know about 1 mana open? Yeah, we might as well get the Chocobo under a counterspell, I guess. Make him use a target removal spell or something. Stock up. Okay. Chocobo survives 1 turn. Isn't so bad. No land on top. Into a potential potential sweeper. We don't really want to overcommit too much more. I think we might just drop the Bristly Bill. It's actually a long while till we can Order of Nylea. And let's hope they don't have Elspeth Smite, but I don't know that people really run that card so much these days. More concerned about turn 4 or 5, Day of Judgment, Sunfall, Ultima. do nothing. Well, we do have the Snakeskin Veil. I think I want this down first. I want to hold Snakeskin Veil. I think we're going to Order of Nylea here too. And hold the Veil. Hope we can get something through this turn. Okay, everyone is out of smite range. For what it's worth. See how many removal spells they have. Thinking about the Get Lost here before going to attack steps. They could have Get Lost and also Ride's End, for example. Counter that one. Okay, you got it. Alright, let's give him heck. 9 to the face. Drop to 6, hold on. I don't think we deploy anything else into a sweeper. Take Judgment, alright. Dead. Counterspell's down though. Lands a hand. I think it is Chocobo here to start. No land on top. Yeah, I think we're getting Tifa down, and we hope they don't have another follow-up. They could, for sure. At some point, you just gotta commit. Lockdown takes the Tifa, 3 mana open. Pass to us, card on top is a land, alright. Push the Chocobo damage as much as we can. We do technically have a lethal, but I don't think we can go for it here. Oh man, you could go for it. They haven't shown us anything, but no, I think we're just gonna drop it to 1. That's tough. You could for sure go for it. I think we also are gonna continue to deploy here. We'll see what happens. With a counterspell. Okay, so they did have the Ride's End. We'll attempt this. I don't know if it matters. They could have just set up for a sweep. Down to 1. I mean, there's basically got to be a sweeper here. Or like lockdown plus something. Jace doesn't feel like it. There's no combination that'll do it, right? Even like land lockdown, we still have the Chocobo. All right, very nice. Master of Speed. TV Tal Sign says, I love the idea of making a deck around Consul of Authorities. Authorities of Consul. Plus Tap Sweeper, which is oh man, it's giving me, I don't know. Instead of Temporary Lockdown, really cool bid. Yeah, thanks. I had a fun time with that. I think it's a very solid deck. D2 on the play. Yeah, it's fine. D2 LLL says, I swear Authority is so good. Big trust, red auto scoops, and with split up, it's impossible to get through with creatures. Yeah, we happen to lose both those creature matchups. There's like rabbits back to back into mono red. Goblins. I think we beat 1 goblins once. But I feel like we should have had another win in there. They both had the Cavern of Souls pop up in the first maybe 3 lands or so. So what are we doing here with Percussionists? Are we Rakdos sack without black? Okay. Unsure. What blocks? You can have it. Okay. I don't really know what the Scamp is doing, but I guess we could hold open the Veil for any shenanigans. Like pump the Scamp, trade, target the other Chocobo or something. Hard hitting question. Well, that feels weird. So just leave it alone. It's mono red percussionist though. Okay, I mean I think they're just pump and fling. I don't know why the percussionist is in there. I think you eat all of this actually. I mean they want to pump one of these guys up. Maybe you're supposed to block the Scamp. Just never feels good. Depends if they can put Trample on the Scamp or not. It's just the +3/+0 Manifest Dread. Maybe you're supposed to block there. But if they're tapped out, we do get to land a hard-hitting question without getting penalized for it. Okay, they do have Trample, so don't feel as bad about not blocking. They are tapped out here. Take a whole bunch of damage. Let's see where the Scamp goes, if anywhere. If they go for damage on a creature, we're really happy. If they do anything, they were pretty happy. They do nothing. Okay. Do you want to throw down the Veil here? Maybe not yet, but I'm close to doing it. Ah, shit, I forgot to flip the passages, my bad. Whoops, seems to not matter here, but that was my bad. I don't think anyone's really blocking that well. The question, does someone block the Scamp is the question here. The answer is maybe. Okay, top card of library. Swift Spear, sure. Okay. We're almost dead off the Scamp. I think we're definitely blocking it. And hope they don't have another trample spell. Come on, baby. You got it. You can do it. I think we're about out of comments too. Fate Advocate says, thoughts on the Blood Artist style stack deck? I haven't seen, I haven't played against it much in Standard. I think we have to take this block. Four to bill or four to face? Four to bill would be fantastic. Oh, they go four to bill. Okay, great. That is a huge outcome for us. Alright, I think we are pushing damage here still. We're at 9, and they're through the Scamp. Flooding out a little bit. Okay, Sellsword there. Get an extra card. It is actually playable. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is exactly lethal off the top. Okay, that was a pretty lackluster game anyway. Alright, well, that'll be it for today's video. I'm not gonna lie, I found this deck to be pretty underwhelming. It felt a little boring. I'm also tired, but I think it's maybe the most boring deck I played. I was calling Mono White Life Gain, quote unquote, the most brain dead deck in Standard, and I mean that endearingly, like I enjoy playing it. But this, it feels like it's maybe even more so. Did not feel like there were many thought patterns I was having. Just like, okay, let's just play out what's in front of us. So that's it for today's video. Sorry for the little lackluster. I'm still trying to figure out, trying to get things set up in the apartment. Got to sleep a little better, stuff like that. Get some blackout curtains and stuff. But yeah, I'm back, and I'm expecting to make more videos per day in the near future. I have a couple more household items to get cleaned up, but very excited to be in a new location and gonna bring some good energy to the channel. So if you enjoyed today's video, you can like and subscribe and leave a comment. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.